The nation's biggest talk radio, 99.3, Nigeria Info Lagos. We have Nigeria Info Abuja, Nigeria Info Port Harcourt. We have the Hausa version of Nigeria Info up in Kano. It's called Ariwa Radio. So if you happen to be there any moment now or anytime soon, tune in. If you understand Hausa, the broadcasting is in purely Hausa language. And that's what we do on Ariwa Radio in Kano. Lagos, welcome to the last 1 hour of the show. It's called The Big Hard Facts. Let me quickly start by saying that we need to share this news just so you know that the federal government has exempted SMEs, farmers, manufacturers from withholding tax. If you're talking, because what we're about to talk about right now is the world of business. So I figured we need to lead with this. Mr. Taiwo Yedele broke this news yesterday, and I think it's commendable for us to have this sort of policy. But we want more. We want interest rates to go lower than what it is right now. You heard what Aliko Dangote said yesterday at the Manufacturers Summit. It's quite instructive, everything that was said at that summit. But for this one here, for the SMEs, the farmers, the manufacturers, it's a good development. And also the executive order on medical equipment as well. It's also very, very instructive. These are laudable policies of Tinubu administration. The issue now is enforcement. I hope that people will not be forced, especially SMEs. And even farmers. The challenges of farmers, even their challenges go beyond withholding tax. We need to first tackle transportation, moving their produce from the farm to the market. We need to tackle exploitation as well for farmers who will have to truck their produce all the way from the northern part of the country down south here. We need to also protect them from exploitation, levies of all sorts. Charges of all sorts on the road to the final destination. These are the things that added to the final cost price of this produce. If we can tackle all of this, perhaps we would have affordable food on our table again. Again, welcome. I'm Sheriff Quadry. You can watch us live on Facebook and on YouTube. Nigeria Info 99.3 is how you can watch live on Facebook and on YouTube. If you're a business-minded person, if you have been following up on what is happening, especially with Dangote, the Dangote refineries and Airpeace, these are stories that you have heard about. And I'm sure that we have discussed these separate stories before, but right now there's a new development because the Nigerian government is now aware, is now taking a step. At least we are seeing something that looked like a step being taken. So here is the story here. The House of Reps yesterday, they've asked the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, to, with immediate effect, halt the unfair business practices perpetrated against Airpeace, the unfair business practices perpetrated against Dangote, the unfair business practices perpetrated against other Nigerian-owned businesses by certain foreign businesses operating in Nigeria. I'm glad that this is coming to the fore because this is not new. It is not a new development whatsoever. Well, at least something is being done. The only skepticism I have is the area of saboteurs, is the area of lobbyists. Because there's nowhere we don't have, and our record with corruption. So I won't go any further than that. But what is important is that the House of Reps, they've tabled this one, and they're also saying that it is mandated that the committees on aviation, committees on commerce, petroleum upstream and downstream, to investigate the circumstances surrounding the predatory pricing practices and all the unethical business competitive behaviors by foreign airlines and international oil companies. It was on hard facts that we treated the issue of Dangote and when he made mention of cabals and mafians in the oil business, we discussed it last week. Remember? Yes, we talked about it. Because the information he released was that they were frustrating his refinery. Marketers are not patronizing him because, according to marketers, local marketers now, and you can't blame them, according to marketers, the price at which Dangote is releasing per liter of diesel is much higher than the price of imported diesel. And guess what's happening? The IOCs, international oil companies, have refused to sell diesel, crude, to Dangote refinery, a Nigerian-owned refining company. They shunned the oil. They have refused to sell Nigeria's resources to a Nigerian. Those that are willing to sell increase the price by $6 per barrel. So they move this crude abroad to their refineries abroad at a much lower price so that by the time they refine them and bring back here, the cost will drop. So Dangote will not be able to compete. Dangote had to be importing this thing, crude, from America. And I asked that question last week. Who is protecting the Nigerian business? Who is interested in the Nigerian interest? Now, the same thing is affecting Airpeace. I mean, these are the two that we know. I am sure that there are tons and tons of Nigerian companies that international businesses have used unfair, unethical business practices to ruin. I remember experts in the aviation sector telling me off air, he told me a couple of other things, and he said that Airpeace, that time that Airpeace crashed the London route price, Let me not go into it, but that's the story. Because the moment Airpeace crashed the ticket price, other airlines that have been, in quotes, exploiting Nigerian travelers, all of them, at least the big ones, they dropped their prices far below what Airpeace was even, what Airpeace had dropped it. They went on losses, they went under that Airpeace price. And now, as a human being, you would go for the cheapest now. I saw some campaign at the time where some Nigerians are saying, let's show them patriotism, what it means. Let's still patronize Airpeace. But the truth is, it can't be like that for everybody. Everybody will always want to go for the cheapest in the market, right? So the House is saying that this is in an attempt to force Airpeace out of that route, to force Airpeace out of business, to spoil business for Airpeace. Some are arguing that, now, if Airpeace can crash the price, Airpeace does not have the monopoly of crashing prices now. They too should be able to crash the price. It's about business. But the thing is, there's something called unethical or ethical business practices. Competition is good, it's nice, it's fine. But if you have some level of advantages over me and you exploit that advantage, then you're practicing unfairly. That is what the House is saying. Again, I asked this evening on Big Hard Facts, who is protecting the interest of the Nigerian businesses? This is not about Dangote, essentially. This is not about Airpeace. There are other companies that we don't even know about. Probably they cried out and nobody heard them. Nobody came to their rescue. They folded up. They're gone. Go and trace back the Nigerian airliners that had tried to go the London route before in the past. I don't want to go into it. Just try and try to research on these airliners that had done this before. They will tell you how frustrated they were out of business. What is the role of the Nigerian government? What is the role of the legislature? Because I know what other governments would do in saving, in rescuing their dying businesses that, they know that it's contributing a whole lot to the economy of their country. I barely hear that in this part of the world. So let's talk Nigeria. Let's talk Lagos. Is this cry for help just a cry for favor? Or the government should protect these Nigerian businesses from being oppressed by a more powerful, more organized international businesses? They're operating here in Nigeria. These companies, these international businesses are not operating. They're operating here in Nigeria. Here. 2770993, 2771993, 2772993, and 2773993. You start the calling with the code 0201. Please turn off your radio if you're calling me, please. Good evening to you. Good evening, sir. Let's hear you.
For the first time in my life since 1999, I'm supporting National Assembly. Do you know that some Nigerians came out 2 weeks ago, Dangote was shouting that they're not selling oil for him. They were calling him a money police. I bet some of us, including me.
I saw the comments. I saw the comments myself. I saw all kinds of things, all kinds of names that they're calling him.
Including me, we have Wahao. Tinubu have tried by removing welfare. But I cannot dance Buga or in Canada because they remove welfare. Let him pursue terrorists in our farm.
Koboko, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for calling me. I want to stay on topic this evening, okay? Thank you for trying. Appreciate it. Let me take another call. Good evening to you. That call is gone, so I'm going to hang up. I'm going to hang up on this one too. Let's take this one here. Good evening to you.
Oh, good evening.
Yes, please.
Sheriff, this is Valentine and Alexander calling from.
Welcome, Valentine. Could you be more audible for us, please? Thank you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
It's better now, far better. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, this issue of legislation towards our dying company or national assets is not just a far cry, but it's quite so that even those at the helms of affairs, the presidency, the Senate, and all those people who are supposed to fight, even when Dangote was crying this thing, I could remember NMPC came out and, or even the spokesperson of the presidency came out to debunk the news that Dangote was not importing. They were not importing dirty fuel. Not even dirty fuel. They said they don't even remember Dangote importing crude oil into Nigeria. And it's quite unfortunate when we deny all these things, when the facts or when the truth is staring us at the face. It's quite unfortunate. It may be Dangote today. Tomorrow it may be someone else. And the simple truth is that those cabals in the oil sector are trying to push this man out of business. Even when he said, Dangote said it openly in an interview that one of the ministers in Saudi Arabia, when he was building a...
Right. He said that.
Yeah. Told him that he should not do that because it will not favor him. But you can see now, what exactly that man told him is what is happening today in Nigeria here. The other day, his refinery caught fire. How it happened, I don't know. What really led to the fire? It's a question of another topic altogether. So, if we jettison this cry now, it could be someone else tomorrow. When Oju Dokalo had a Sloke airline, it was treated, in fact, he was kind of beating blue-black in Nigeria here. He went to Gambia. It became a national carrier in Gambia. Today, Sloke is doing well in Gambia. Why is it that we want to kill our own businesses here in Nigeria?
Good question.
Have a nice day.
You too. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Appreciate it. Nigeria Info. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Alhaji Quadry.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, my name is Godwin, calling from Lapwest. I want to believe and say a good one for the latest from the government concerning the tariff for manufacturing and whatever. But my biggest question is this. Because of what has happened before now, so many times, that they will say something this morning and the afternoon or in the evening it will be different thing. Do they keep to what they say from their promises and whatever, which is the major characteristic of the party in government? So will they fulfill what they have done in view of the current predicament by the citizens of Nigeria?
I don't understand what you're saying. I'm at a loss here.
What I'm saying is this. The government have said that the wafer for the manufacturing in whatever. Are you getting it?
No, I'm not sure you're listening to this program. That is not what we're talking about.
I got you, except maybe there is communication gap there.
That will be from your own end, because I was very clear.
Let me come clearer. From your initial something, you said that the government, in view of the situation, they have come and done away with some of the wafer for manufacturing and whatever, isn't it?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. But
thank
you, sir.
I didn't hear you well. But for the Dangote side.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I really have to move on to another person. I'm really, really sorry. We can't drag that beyond this point. Good evening to you.
Mr. Sheriff.
Yes, please.
I want to first.
Oh, yeah, no.
Sometime before you pick this particular call, you have picked so many calls. What happened to this particular call?
Which one?
This one, where are they call?
I don't know.
And this one, no, they busy. This one, where are they? I will change this.
I don't even know the one that you call. I'm not even sure. We don't know anything. We just see lights.
Mr. Sheriff.
Sir?
I don't know. There are program radio stations that is not everything we can say. But do you know that 10 licensed oil wells owners in Nigeria?
Mm-hmm.
You can't even find Niger Delta there. You can just only see one Yoruba man there. The remaining 19 from the north. Who do all this way? Okay, now the leaders are listening to the people abroad. See, now we get the crude oil. Now Dangote spend billions of dollars. Now for you to now get the crude oil where you get for Nigeria, you have to go and solicit from the people in another country. Is that how the country run? We don't want military take over. We don't want Nigeria to divide. Yet, though that we have commit our life into their hand, they don't want the country to move forward. If you want to protest now war, they go carry police and soldiers to pursue or come out for the road. So what should we do? Good afternoon.
Good evening to you too. Thank you for calling me. Nigeria Info, good evening to you. That call is gone. Let's take another call quickly. Nigeria Info, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening, Sheriff.
Yes, please, good evening to you.
My name is Tony. I'm calling from Ayopo.
You're welcome, sir.
Somebody or something somewhere are trying to make sure that we do not succeed. That's the plain truth. And I want to look at the possibility of a literature coming up sometime saying there was once a refinery or there was once an airline. I agree that capitalism is real. But then do we have people who are patriotic enough to say this is our own economy, this is our country? We want to make sure that we build it and stand against foreign interests. I fear that Nigerians are compromised for all these things to be taking place. And I think it is time we tweak NNPC. There are people there who may be compromised. Because I do not think that if we have the competence, if we have the character, that will be hearing all this. So we must wake up to the realities and see what we can do to salvage this country and this economy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Rightly put, Mr. Chide. Thank you for calling. We're not done. We're not done. We're just taking a break. We'll take this quick break here. When we return, we'll come back to this story and when we coast home from there, okay? Who is protecting the interest of the Nigerian businesses, especially those that would have to compete with international businesses operating here in Nigeria? Stay here on Hard Facts. I'm Sheriff.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
The search for Nigeria's bravest children is on. The 16th Indomie Heroes Awards themed The Unsung Heroes is here. A CSR initiative powered by Duffield Prima Foods Limited. The Indomie Heroes Awards call young Nigerians to share their heroic stories in any of these categories: social, intellectual, or physical bravery. Are you aged 15 and below? Visit heroesofnigeria.com to submit story of your brave acts. Entry closes by July 10.
House of the Dragon is back, and Westeros is on the brink of civil war. The king is dead, the royal line of succession is in question. House Targaryen is divided, and all must choose to bend the knee to their king or queen.
Don't miss the show everyone will be talking about. Streaming every Monday on Showmax. Sign up now from 1,200 Naira to access all our entertainment. Showmax, streaming for Africa.
Meals have a way of taking us on a journey, and when you add plenty of vegetables like efo, ugu, and season with the rich taste of Knorr seasoning cubes, even better.
So, go ahead and elevate your meals with more vegetables and the rich taste of Knorr cubes. Today, eat for good.
Mommy, my teacher said 90% of my brain will develop by the time I am 5.
Really? What else did she say?
She said I need iron in my food for my brain to grow well.
Oh, very true. And that's why I give you Cerelac Junior every day, which provides half of your daily iron needs.
And Cerelac Junior tastes so good.
Cerelac Junior with Iron Plus. It's all good, Mom.
Let us dive into the heart of global affairs.
We go beyond the headlines and into the real stories shaping our world.
Why paying more than $200 million to have 1,000 Kenyan soldiers come to Haiti when we could use that money to train the police?
What you've done with your grief is to spread it and give it and turn it into the love.
This served Netanyahu because he didn't think Hamas would ever be a serious military threat.
Congo is a country with so much wealth. The people have been fighting to regain control.
From the corridors of power to the front lines of change, Borderline brings you in with analysis of the issues.
The U.S. has power over them. Most of them will steal money from Haiti and invest in the U.S.
Some people who support Sonko and Jumai 5, over half of them don't have a voter's card.
Sounds like Nigeria.
Join Ireti Bakari Yusuf on Borderlines as she engages with policymakers and thought leaders,
giving you perspectives and insights you won't find anywhere else.
Be part of the conversation. Join us live.
Your voice matters on Borderlines as we explore the complexities.
Every Friday at 4 p.m.
on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Stay informed, stay engaged.
Step into the conversation.
Taking a flight is just routine. It's an experience. We don't just fly you to your destination. We offer you value for your money. At ValueJet, we think of your convenience, comfort, and your safety. ValueJet flies to these destinations: Port Harcourt, Abuja, Jos, Lagos, and other locations across Nigeria. To book a flight, go to www.flyvaluejet.com. ValueJet, wings for everyone.
My guy, how far now? Oh boy, network no allow me run transfer give my mama. Since morning, only one bar. Can you imagine? I beg. Hotspot me now.
No be Union Bank account you dey use.
Yes, na Union Bank.
Now, just dial *826# and you go fit send the bar without data.
You walk oh.
Before call, now you no get updates now.
Take advantage of the seamless *826# USSD.
pay bills, send money, buy airtime, and even generate the pay code and PIN for cardless withdrawals. Embrace data-free banking today. Dial *826# to get started. Available to new and existing customers. Union Bank, your simpler, smarter bank.
The Impact FIFA Debate Tournament, the Nationals, is coming. August 12th in Lagos. Witness the brightest minds from across the country in a battle of intellect and eloquence.
Have you ever wondered if controlling resources will be the key to dismantling?
Yes, a child has not been properly academically satisfied.
Has such person not also get experience, like your 5th point?
Experience fierce competition.
Peace cannot be kept by force. It's not because there's natural resources there.
Persuasive arguments.
I believe that through a balanced approach to religion and education.
Don't you think that such a person is old enough to decide?
And innovative thinking.
By 1985, the poverty level was below 46%. If they don't have money for tuition, are you saying they are not going to be accountable?
Whether you're a debater or a spectator, mark your calendars for August 12, 2024. I beg to differ. The Nationals in Lagos, Nigeria. Get ready to be part of history. For sponsorship and other inquiries, call Lagos Larry Griffin 0706 827 1163, Shola Kolade 0907 173 3835, or send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. I beg to differ students debates competition, the Tournament of Champions.
In a world where misinformation runs rampant, one show stands apart from the rest. Get ready to embrace the truth as we bring you the most hard-hitting stories and unveil the real facts. Welcome to Hard Facts.
I am Maryann Okon, and this is Hot Fact, where we separate truth from fiction. We're passionate about the hard-hitting stories that matter. Get ready to challenge your perception and discover the real world. Let's dive deep into the issues that affect our communities, revealing the untold stories and giving you a voice. No sensationalism, no bias, just raw, unadulterated truth.
Yes,
I am
Lagos, the
committed.
parameters have not changed. The game has not changed at all. One Play is still giving out money to the tune of 150,000 naira daily. All you still have to do is go to www.oneplay.ng or dial the code *347 *880 *3# from your phone as little as 500 naira, and in a few seconds your ticket will be in the draws, qualifying you as one of the people who could win money for the day. Now, the more you play, the better your chances of winning every day on the Morning Crossfire, What's Up Lagos, and Game On, all on weekdays, and of course Football Frenzy on weekends. You can be a winner every day. That is not all. On Fridays, there will be a 500,000 naira jackpot. Can you beat that, ladies and gentlemen? Playing during the week qualifies you to be in the weekly jackpot. Now, your chances of winning are pretty much the same whether you play on www.oneplay.ng or dial *347 *880 *3#. Remember to play responsibly and make sure that you're above the age of 18 while playing. One Play is a registered trademark under Lasher Trading Services Limited, licensed by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Lagos Nutritech Kowe Nigeria is recruiting for the position of the sales manager. Now, interested candidates should possess work experience, excellent writing and speaking skills, be between the ages of 25 and 50, reside in Lagos, and compensations are basic pay, attractive commissions on sales, professional training, international travels. Are you interested? Send your CV and application letter to kyjobsopportunity@gmail.com. Okay, send your CV and application letter to kyjobsopportunity@gmail.com with the job title as the topic, or call 0815 705 0505 0815 05 0505.
Welcome back to the Hard Facts, the big hard facts here on Nigeria Info 99.3. I am Sheriff Quadry. We're coasting home now, 5:34, and we are discussing the Nigerian interest. In fact, the Nigerian business interest in the global business community. That is the essence of this conversation this evening, and you're welcome to join us. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. Nigeria Info 99.3 is how you can join the conversation on Facebook and on YouTube. And please, when you join in, stay on the conversation. Don't take us to where we don't know, Stay on the conversation, all right? Thank you for understanding. 277-0993, 277-1993, 277-2993, and 277-3993. Before you dial the numbers, please add 0201. Start by dialing 0201, then the numbers, all right? WhatsApp is 0809 597 5805 on WhatsApp. That is 0809 597 5805. Thank you. Let's start with the calls now. Good evening to you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Cherry.
Good evening. Welcome.
Bless you. Laprushku is my name.
Let's hear you.
Okay. You see, well, it's good as Dangote Group, Airpeace, and some multinational companies are coming up now. You know, this is what I've been saying time without number. I think I've called you on this very issue once. This very issue. I've spoken to Maryann on Hard Facts with Hadiza Usman, special advisor to Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and nothing meaningful has been done. It's the citizen of this country as well, just like Dangote Group. We are all citizens of this country. I have my legal business I'm doing. I'm into importation. You know, I got my goods from U.S. as well. All these things hinder policies, taxes, import duties, high exchange rates. They hindered my business right now. They frustrated my business. I cannot, do anything right now. I'm shut down as well. I don't import. Since April this year, I stopped importing. I used to import other years, 3 times, 4 times in a year, as the case may be. This time I did the last one on this year. Since then, I don't think of it again because of the high exchange rate and the import duties. It's so high. If I used to clear 40 feet container, I give my agent 4 million. But these days, the one I did on April last this year, I give my agent 25 million just for clearing import duties alone on 3 XUVs and some goods in my 40 feet container.
We'll dedicate another day to talk about importation. Yeah, obviously.
I can't think of doing anymore. I'm frustrated and my businesses are hindered.
You would incur
just
some
like
losses.
any other importer in this country. That's why manufacturing companies are shutting down.
Yes, you're
so
right.
Please, I want government to do something meaningful. Let them bring down cost of, clearing import duties.
Yes, that was also discussed yesterday at the summit as well. And we'll dedicate a time to discuss importation, duties and levies at the port. We'll dedicate that time for that one. But that's not essentially what we're talking about today, okay? Thank you for understanding, though, Rapuchiku. Good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening, Sheriff.
Yes, please.
My name is what is playing out now is I like the way Airpeace and Dangote is taken out. People need to know what is happening. You can't put all that money into building a refinery, and you can't get crude in your country, and you can't even get product to refine. And you got this because you have the interest of the country at heart. And not that you have finished all this now. They want to now, frustrate you from getting the product. Now, what is the reason? Why can't Mr. President step into this matter and see what he can do? actually, I believe he's a petroleum minister. If it has it changed?
Yes, it's still the petroleum minister. Yes.
Yeah, so he should step in and find a way to get this to the point where everything will be resolved, because we can't have such kind of refinery built in our own soil, and now he's finding it difficult to get crude oil. I don't know when we'll get out of this.
It shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be happening.
In our own country,
it shouldn't be happening.
We've been saying that federal government cannot build refinery, and now a man has built a refinery even bigger, the biggest in Africa, and now we are frustrating him from even championing that cause. I don't know where we're heading for this country. I don't know. He has to step in. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you too for calling. Jeremiah from Ikeja says, there are certain things I don't understand about my country, Nigeria. Is it that Dangote's refinery isn't the type that can refine Nigerian crude, that is buying oil elsewhere? Why country outside Nigeria buy crude oil from Nigeria? Well, for me, the little that I understand about leadership, Nigeria had not had one till date. Leaders who tell citizens that there is no money but buying just a Jeep for 160 million. That's Jeremiah in Ikeja. Who dropped that, Jeremiah? Thank you. Good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening, Sheriff.
Yes, please.
Yeah, Sheriff, what I don't understand is this. I thought they said NNPC had it.
Sorry, you're and it has taken note, yes.
So, what on the crude? Why can't they just up that down? That was the first. Secondly, crude swap at one time. Sometimes,
I'm still struggling. I couldn't figure out whether you said TP40%. I just like Airpeace 28. The crude for crude to arrange does mean to win right. Like the company, I don't know if one coming yet. About the before. That's not right. That's anything. There are MP people. There are NNPC padlock companies that actually money for good all that are lifted by IOEs. In the Dell speed companies, they will divide and those there, and that's why I feel very people say we have it's really that. But the problem is that those things strike or bonus they couldn't blame them that we use in detail. The and your voicing to invite this out. Essentially, there is a country and company just in Nigeria. Very weak. It's just well the level create what is saying. Some is where in my interest. Me, always win. This is like for who protect in like you not of what I risk not sell inside in so what's that in competition by not they don't know about and they go we have God knows doesn't go to have learned people that have involved in protectors. That's one to again who's introduced it and it could be this routine they have no they have no job to the answer so when draw line as a comments cheap in a shot well if forgot a moment come measure you I'm beginning to agree with that
every day we have them from our floor. Every day we are not seeing it. What do we do?
Good evening, a very passionate contribution. Thank you for calling. The downside of all of this is that nobody will see what's happening to Dangote, see what's happening to Airpeace, and say they want to do. Good evening. Yes.
I think that it is now. People just money. They comply. I is to how I do that this could all. I give them one way. Then Mr. President will come in now. How many things? If we find this family and what else is loads of people they don't want to work. They want that to work. They don't have the matter we are talking about. This man now. When I watch that, I want to say
thank you. Good evening to you. I don't know the road. Good evening. Yes.
so I go make this they are not for. Not doing.
Thank you for your thought. Before read it, and have it as any occupy. What I do not want is defend the interest of a jumping. It is always just before the place. We have big don't remember them. Remember how to protect the interest right there. It's like let them know about interest companies protect with foreign as judge for airing all the shit. This says Jerry you control. Why you cancer? No idea. No, yeah. I think I will still get more go from hard driving. Good. Let's see.
Thank you. So I say all the fine this now. Since the country other conditions be not okay.
We want to go.
Talking now. Now that put now. Waiting for.
Thank you. Thanks for linking it. Thank party device. I there's not anywhere because if you want to separate a very pro good some not very hot. So anyway to know I forgot how fact day chef on secretary Shifriel. These are Nigerian